All right, this infographic has been driving me crazy for probably over 3 years. It's the whole 3 days to decompress, 3 weeks to learn a new routine, and the 3 months to build trust. Most of you know that I started in shelters and I have extensive experience doing behavior modification in shelters. I don't think that infographic is wrong, but I do think it can be severely misunderstood and lead to more harm. It can be more harmful than helpful. So, what the infographic explains is it takes 3 days to decompress, and that is absolutely science based fact. One single stressful event for a dog, let's say you're walking your puppy and an off leash dog charges it and growls and rolls it. That puppy can hold on to its blood cortisol or stress hormone for 72 hours. So that 3 days to decompress from a shelter is absolutely accurate. Um, the 3 weeks to learn a routine, absolutely. You go to adopt a shelter dog and it's the scared, cute one, not making a peep, so calm and quiet, and it just wants to sit on your lap and be held. 3 weeks in, that dog is a little onion. And 3 weeks in, he's gonna start getting a little bit more confident. So what you're seeing, that calm behavior, is not really a true calm. They're shut down. You might get them home, they might not eat, they might not show any behaviors, so they look calm. But 3 weeks in, they're gonna start to come out of their shell, they're gonna be eating, and you're gonna start to really get to know the personality. This is when behavior issues pop up. 3 months in, your dog feels secure, habits are established, they are confident, and they're probably the dog who they're going to be. Right? So I'm not disagreeing with the information in this infographic, but I think it's misleading because I think it tells most adopters, hey, give the dog time to settle in, you give it enough love, you give it a comfortable enough environment, you help it feel safe, and that's all you have to do. Look at the caliber of dogs that we are adopting out nowadays. I would say most shelters, not all, but most shelters in most areas are placing dogs with bite histories. Many shelter dogs are being adopted out on medication. And if we just are giving it 3 days to decompress and we're just giving it a safe, loving feeling, it's not enough. Our dogs are going to be coming back. When during those 3 days, it's not you just leave them alone for 3 days. Those 3 days are putting them on a safe collar that they can't slip out of, getting them out on a long line, taking them hiking, and helping to help them decompress, helping to build that relationship. They may not be eating, but if they are eating, you're hand feeding them. You're teaching them obedience. You're teaching them sit and down and stay. And you're setting some really basic core skills like how to ride in the car, how not to bolt out of the door. You're giving them feedback during this time. If they put their front paws on the counter, you're going, off. You're giving them reinforcement when they decide to lay down and be calm. And every dog is different, right? Most shelter dogs are adolescent dogs. You don't see a ton of really young puppies being surrendered, and you don't see a lot of 20-year-old ancient dogs being surrendered. Most dogs are between 6 months and 2 years. They've got big dog bodies and adolescent personality traits. So some of them are rambunctious, right? When you get them home. If you are waiting for 3 weeks, you will have behavior problems. If you're waiting for 3 weeks to train. Those where they're learning that routine, that is also when they should be learning, this is what we chew on, we sleep in a crate, this is where we go to the bathroom, we don't put our teeth on grandma. Like, these are where they're learning the skills. If you're waiting for 3 weeks to get these routines established, you're going to have behavior issues pop up. It's not going to be if, it's you're going to have behavior issues pop up. You really need to start the training as soon as they start eating. And you need to help them decompress, not wait for them to decompress. So that's, you know, snuffle mats, sniffy walks, that is hand feeding, that type of things. Behavior issues that could pop up as they start to feel more confident could be barking at the fence line, it could be chewing, it could be jumping up, right? Because now they're excited to see you and they're a little bit more confident. But if we've already been spending the first 2 weeks teaching them to sit and our dog jumps up on us, now we just say sit and we don't have a problem of jumping. If we've spent the first 2 weeks feeding our puppies, or hand feeding our dogs and feeding them out of a Kong, our dogs are not going to pop up with the behavior issue at 3 weeks of chewing because we've established the properly correct routine. We're not waiting for the behavior to pop up and going, oh no, guess what is left off of there is the best time to change unwanted habits in a dog is when they're transferring homes in a new environment. Even if you're the same owner and you're moving to a new house, that's the best time to establish new habits, new routines. It's been shown to stick just a little bit better. So waiting for 3 weeks for just waiting for behavior problems to pop up is just silly in my opinion. And finally, the 3 months to build trust and finally feel secure. Yes, that is true, but we don't want to wait 3 months to build that relationship. We can do it faster by being proactive, right? 3 months is when you might want to start. Hey, let's see how he does if I introduce him to a known friend's dog, a dog that I know really well. I've seen it interact with other dogs. That might be the kind of things I do at 3 months. I might start taking my dog to new, more challenging environments, but I'm not waiting for them to feel entirely decompressed. I'm not waiting for them to feel like they've completely established a new routine, and I'm not waiting for 3 months for them to feel fully secure before I do anything at all. Really, I want to start the Learn to Earn program the day I get my new dog. I want to be super proactive. I want to immerse them in what is socially acceptable in my home. And I think that an infographic just really lets owners think, if I just give the dog enough time, he's going to stop nipping at me when I grab his collar. And that's just not the case. Training and being proactive and preventing those issues and getting those new routines established, getting expectations established day one is going to be much more predictable and fair to the dog. The early hand feeding, the early decompression sniffing is going to help that dog settle a lot more than just leaving him in the house and taking him in the backyard once a day.